Okay, so this is part 2 of my video about how to find your passion in your birth chart. And like I said in part 1, basically the way that you do that is by looking at your 5th house. So you want to go and pull up your birth chart, and I will leave the link down below to the site that I use. So you pull up your birth chart and you want to see which sign is in your 5th house. Mind you, I said sign, not planet, because a lot of people were saying, oh, my 5th house is empty, there's nothing there. And if your 5th house is empty, that just means there's no planets there. So there's no like sun, moon, Venus, Mars, like none of that is there. But even if there's no planets in your 5th house, you still have a sign in your that rules your 5th house. So look at the sign that rules your 5th house, and that's what's going to tell you basically what you are passionate about. So in this video, we're going to be doing Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So if your 5th house is in any of those things, then this is the video for you. If your 5th house is in any of the other signs that I didn't list, then your video is in part 1 that's already been posted. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. The timestamps will be down below, so you can go to whatever sign rules your 5th house. And also, let me just mention this because I mentioned this in part 1 as well. I feel like this is important. This is an important topic for you to find your passion, because it just makes life more fulfilling. Like when you don't have a passion in life, I just feel like life can become very dull and lackluster, or even worse, you can start chasing passion in the wrong way. Well, should I say wrong? Yeah, I'm going to say in the wrong way, meaning that you might seek out passion in certain people or certain things that maybe aren't that great for you when you're not in alignment with your true passion. So that's why I feel like this info is very important. So that's why I decided to do this video. And also, if you want a in-depth birth chart reading from me, I am opening up my my birth chart readings, not my tarot readings, my birth chart readings. And the spots are going to be limited. So yeah, if you want a more in-depth chart reading, then the link to that will be in the description box. But I'm limiting how many, because birth chart readings, they take quite a lot of energy. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the video. Okay, Libra, 5th house. So let's look at what you may be passionate about. So basically, since Libra is in your 5th house, anything Libra related are the things that you could find passion in. So as you can see on the screen, the first thing that I listed is beauty/art. Libra is ruled by the planet Venus, and that is the planet of beauty, love, and art. So that's something that you could be passionate about. Also, fashion, hair, makeup, all of that ties into beauty and artistic expression and things of that sort. And just to drive my point home about the relation between Libra and beauty, the app Instagram is actually a Libra. It was launched, or wait, was it founded or launched during Libra season? One of the two. Yeah, the Instagram is a Libra. It's very Libra energy on there. So you could see that it's literally an app that mostly consists of beauty, fashion, hair, makeup, art, and things of that sort. So that's something you could be passionate about. Libra is also relationships and marriage. So that's something that you could be passionate about. You could be someone who you love very passionately, like when you're with someone, when you're in a relationship, you invest a lot into it. Marriage as well, like maybe you're someone who really wants to get married, or you take marriage very seriously. I mean, which everyone should, but some people don't. I mean, some people, they are not that passionate about marriage. They see it as more of like, kind of like a business arrangement, or like something that's practical. But you could be someone who like you're actually passionate about marriage. Okay, next is justice and balance. Libra, very, very big on justice. It's associated with the legal system. So you could be passionate about that. Like you could literally be passionate about the law. Like maybe you want to study law or pursue law, or you could just be passionate about just fairness, like just wanting things to be fair. You could be the type of person that you just can't see something, some type of injustice going on and just be quiet. Like you have to speak up and say something. You could be very passionate about that. Like you're just passionate about like balance, like things being balanced, things being fair. So that's very Libra 5th house. So next I put wealth. A lot of people don't know this, but the sign, the zodiac sign that has the most billionaires actually is Libra. So Libra is a sign associated with wealth. So you could be passionate about building wealth yourself. You could be really interested in like studying finances and things of that sort. And then last, I put influence. Again, that kind of goes back to what I was saying about like Instagram. You know, influencers, how they make a lot of money on Instagram. Well, I don't know if they still do, honestly. Do they? Do people? I know like the Instagram influencer era, like back when, you know, Jaclyn Hill, Patrick Starr, and those people, Kim Kardashian, all of them, like when they were making bank on Instagram, Kylie Jenner, all of them. Like I said, I don't know if that's still a thing that's going on, but yeah, Libra is definitely associated with that, with having influence. So you could be someone who is passionate about maybe growing your own platform or being an influencer of some sort. So yeah, that's Libra. And, you know, when I think about Libra, I think about Doja Cat now. I used to think about Kim Kardashian as Libra, like the Libra archetype, but I think about Doja now because there's a lot of controversy about whether or not she's a Libra rising. And I saw somebody say, like, how could y'all not think she's a Libra rising? Look at how artistic she is and look at how creative she is. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because Libra, like I said, is really, really big into art. So, yeah, if you are a fan of Doja Cat, then you can kind of see, you know, what I mean when I say that Libra is associated with art, fashion, and things of that sort. So yeah, I just wanted to add that in because I found that interesting. Because when I think about Libra, like I said, I usually think about like the glamour of like Kim Kardashian, but Doja would be more of like the alternative sort of artistic side of Libra. So yeah. Yeah, you could find passion in any of those things. And like I've said before, you could pursue a career from these passions, or you could just have this passion just as something that's fulfilling to you. You know, you don't always have to pursue a career or make money off of your passions. So yeah, that is it. I hope that this was helpful. If you want to book a birth chart reading with me, where you can go more in depth, you know, with your birth chart, I will leave the link to that in the description box. And yeah, I think that's it. So I hope this was helpful, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the next sign. Okay, Scorpio, 5th house. So all the things that are associated with Scorpio are the things that you could be passionate about. So the first thing I listed is sexuality. Of course, everybody knows that Scorpios are really big into, or like, so Scorpios are really heavily associated with sex and sexuality. So that's something that you could be passionate about. Also, I listed mystery and darkness. So you could be someone who is passionate about just like exploring the quote unquote dark side of the human experience. So you could be really big into like paranormal things. You could be really big into like dark psychology, things of that sort, just like the mysteries and the darkness of the world. You could be big into like true crime. You know, like they have like the true crime podcasts and things of that sort online. Like that's something that you could be really interested in. So yeah. Next, intensity. Scorpio is definitely a sign associated with intense emotion. So you could just be passionate about just being intensely what would the word be? Not attached. Gosh, my brain is like blanking right now, but you could be someone who like you gravitate towards intense experiences. Like you don't want lackluster experiences. Like you don't want a lackluster job, a mediocre relationship. Like you could be passionate about just having like those really passionate, intense, you know, type of experiences. So next is death, which is, I mean, obviously very morbid, but you could be passionate about maybe like studying death, studying like the afterlife, you know, like really interested in what happens after we die or things of that sort. Like you could just be someone who is really interested in studying that sort of thing. Next, or you could just be really curious about that sort of thing. Next is rebirth. Scorpio is definitely the sign of rebirth and transformation. So you could be very passionate about transforming. Like you could be someone who's very passionate about the ability to like shed your skin and become someone new, especially after like a really intense experience. Like you could be very passionate about, pivoting and becoming like a whole new person after you experience some sort of intense experience. So yeah, rebirth and transformation could definitely be a interest of yours or a passion of yours. What else? Oh, taboo. So taboo subjects goes right along with like mystery and darkness, like things that people don't really like to talk about, like things within like dark psychology and things like that, maybe like witchcraft, the occult, things of that sort that people don't really like to they don't really like to explore. You could be someone who like you're not afraid to explore those types of things. You could actually be passionate about exploring those types of things. And then also finances, because Scorpio is also associated with finances. It's more so associated with other people's finances though, meaning like the finances that you get from other people. So like inheritances, playing the stock market, marrying like a rich spouse, like things like that, money that you get from other people, that's associated with Scorpio. So that's why I also put finances. So you could be passionate about finances in that way, meaning you could be into like trading stocks, you could be into real estate, other people's money, basically. Like you're passionate about other people's money. So yeah, I think that that's it for Scorpio. And again, these are things that you could turn into a career, but you do not have to. You can be passionate about something and just explore it and enjoy it without it being a career. But you could also make a lot of money from it, because usually when you are passionate about something, the money does follow, which I have to do a whole separate video about, like, the correlation between like excitement, passion, and wealth. But yeah, that is it. Scorpio, fifth house. I really hope that that was helpful. If you want to book a more in-depth reading of your birth chart with me, I will leave the link to do that in the description box. And I do want to reiterate that my spots are limited, because birth chart readings, they take a lot of energy. So I'm not going to book too many. So yeah, I think that's it. I hope that this was helpful, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next sign. Okay, Sagittarius, fifth house. So basically, the things that you are passionate about are going to be things that are related to the sign of Sagittarius. Okay, so first up is travel. So you could be someone who is very passionate about traveling, passionate about seeing the world, and things of that sort. Next, foreign cultures, which goes along with travel, of course, because when you're traveling, you're going a long distance. Oh, I should have actually included that. When I say travel, I mean long distance travel, because short travel is Gemini, long travel is Sagittarius. So yeah, foreign cultures is something that you could be passionate about. So you could be passionate about traveling to go and mingle with foreign cultures, to learn about foreign cultures, or even if you're not traveling, you could just be really interested in learning about foreign cultures, like online, even like going on TikTok and like watching videos of foreign places and things of that sort. So next is higher education, usually meaning college. So you could be someone who is passionate about, going to college or just obtaining like a higher level of education. Religion as well. Well, I'm going to put religion and spirituality kind of together. So you could be someone who's passionate about your religion, or you could just be interested in religion in general. Like maybe you like to study different religions, and that could be something that you are invested in. And spirituality, I would say, I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe this, because spirituality in Sagittarius, or when it's connected to Sagittarius, is a little bit different from how I see spirituality with Pisces. Spirituality with Sagittarius, I think of it more as like when you're actually following a guru, like when you have like a spiritual guru that you learn from and follow. When it comes to Pisces, I see that more as like as like spirituality where you're kind of like alone in isolation, and so you turn to spirituality for comfort. But when I think of Sagittarius, spirituality is more like a guru. So you could be someone who is passionate about learning spirituality from like a specific person, or from like a guru of some sort. So philosophy as well, that kind of goes along with like higher education. Well, in a way, I guess you could say, because philosophy is more like just pondering life. Like, what's the meaning of life? It's less like, it's less learning out of a book and more pondering like the bigger picture, if that makes sense. So you could be passionate about that. Next is knowledge, which goes along with philosophy. And again, I'm talking more about like knowledge and wisdom from looking at the bigger picture. It's less about reading a book and understanding the info in the book. It's more about like sitting and pondering life or having real life experiences that really gives you knowledge and wisdom. Like, that's the type of energy that's associated with Sagittarius. So you could be passionate about that. Also, truth speaking and truth seeking. Two very, very big ones. You can be very passionate about the truth. When you find out the truth, you have to speak it. That's why whistleblowers are associated with Sagittarius. People who like go and out the government, like they used to work for the CIA and now they're online spilling all the CIA government secrets, and like those types of people, whistleblowers. You could be very passionate about that. You could be someone who, like, if the truth is not being told, you could be the one that is needing to tell it, or if you don't know the truth, you could be the one that's passionate about finding the truth. So yeah, I think that's it. And any of these things could be, or even a combination of these things could be something that you find passion in. And like I've said before, this passion you can indeed turn into a career. But if not, it's just something that you can, indulge in that will make life just a little more interesting and a little more fulfilling. And plus, you can connect with people. I should have been saying that in the other ones too. I think this is the first group that I'm mentioning this in. But yeah, passions. It's also a way for you to connect with other people who are also passionate about, the things that you're passionate about. So yeah, it doesn't have to be for career purposes. It could just be for fulfillment or for connection. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. If you want a more in-depth birth chart reading, you can book with me. The link will be in the description box down below. My spots are limited because birth chart readings take a lot of energy. So I just want to make sure that I don't overbook so I can, put the right amount of energy into each birth chart reading. So yeah, I hope that was helpful, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next sign. Okay, Capricorn, 5th house. So basically, the things that you are passionate about are going to be things that are connected to the sign Capricorn. Okay, so I put first career/money. Everybody knows that Capricorns are very big on career. They're very big about their money. They do not play about their money. So you could be very passionate about that. You could have like a certain career path that you really want to pursue, that you're passionate about, or you could just be passionate about making money in general. Long-term goals as well. So Capricorn is not like, I have a goal that I want to meet for next month. Capricorn is like, I have a 10-year goal that I'm working towards, like I'm trying to build like an empire type thing. So long-term goals, that could be something that you are passionate about. Social status as well. Capricorn is a sign that is associated with your reputation and your social status, like how, how society sees you, or how like your social group sees you. It doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Some people might think it sounds bad, like, oh, you shouldn't care what people think about you. But, if you have high social status, you can have a lot of like power and influence to do great things. It doesn't always have to be a bad thing. People who have high social status, who are actually like good, positive people who want to make change in the world, it's good that they have the social status to do that, So that's something you could be passionate about, like maybe elevating your social status in some way. Next is fatherhood. You could be passionate about fatherhood. I mean, there's men who watch my videos, so it's very possible. Or you could just be passionate about just that like paternal energy, even if you're not a man, if you're not a father, just that paternal energy in general, you can still embody. Like maybe you're someone who likes to really take care of people financially. Maybe you have like younger siblings that you like to take care of financially or something like that. So that like that paternal energy, it kind of goes along with Cancer as well. Cancer and Capricorn are sister signs. Cancer is motherhood, Capricorn is fatherhood, and both are associated with taking care of people, right? So yeah, you can be passionate about that. Next is loyalty. Everybody knows Capricorns do not play when it comes to loyalty. Do not cross a Capricorn, okay? Everybody knows this about Capricorn. So yeah, you could be someone just like that. Like, you are very big on loyalty. You're very passionate about loyalty, and you could just not play around when it comes to like the people who you invite into your circle. So yeah. Stability as well, which kind of goes back to what I was saying before about like wanting to take care of people, especially when it comes to like finances and stuff. And then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like wanting to take care of people when it comes to like finances, and when it comes to like their stability. I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe this. Basically, like when I think about Cancer, I think about the maternal energy. Like, they'll make sure they take care of you emotionally. When I think about Capricorn, I think about the financial aspect of it. Like, a Capricorn will make sure that, you know, your bills are paid, like that you have stable housing and things of that sort. So it's like both taking care of you, but like kind of in different ways, if that makes sense. But yeah, stability for sure. So you can be passionate about giving people stability, or you could be passionate about just creating a really stable life for yourself in general. And then last is tradition. So you could be big on tradition. Like, maybe you have like some family traditions, or there could be like certain traditions like within your culture, like within society, that you are very invested in and that you're very passionate about. Capricorns are very big traditional people. So yeah, that is it. Oh, one thing that I didn't include, but for some reason it's coming to me, I feel like it's like coming to me intuitively, gifts. Capricorns are very big on thoughtful gifts. When you think about it, Christmas is during Capricorn season, right? So you could be someone who's passionate about that. Like, maybe you're very passionate about giving gifts, or giving like acts of service, thoughtful things like that. You could be passionate about as well. That just came to me intuitively. So yeah, that's it. I hope that this was helpful. Just like I've said before, these things don't have to, you don't have to make a career out of these things just because you could be passionate about them. They could just be things that, you enjoy, that you find fulfilling. But if you want to turn them into a career, it could be lucrative, because when you are passionate about something, you can make a lot of money off of it, which I should do a separate video about. But yeah, I hope that this was helpful. And if you want a more in-depth birth chart reading with me, I will leave the link to do that in the description box down below. If you want to book a birth chart reading, my spots are limited. Like I've been saying, I keep on repeating it because I just want to make it clear, because sometimes like my readings will sell out and people will be like, oh, can you restock? And it's just that these readings, they take so much energy that I don't want to book too many, because I want to be able to put the right amount of energy into each one. So yeah, the spots are going to be limited, but if you want a more in-depth birth chart reading, I will leave the link to that in the description box. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next sign. Okay, Aquarius, 5th house. So basically, the things that you are passionate about are going to be related to the sign of Aquarius. So first, we have individuality. Aquarians are very big on being individuals. They do not like to conform. They don't like mainstream things. That's something you could be, passionate about, like expressing your own individual way of being, pretty much like passionate about standing out from the crowd, and not conforming, not going along with what everyone else is doing. That could be a passion of yours. And you could also be passionate about like speaking out when you see the opposite of that happening, like when you see someone being a follower, like in a bad way, because it's a way that you can be a follower in a positive way. But maybe you see someone being a follower in a negative way, and maybe you don't like it. Like, maybe like when people follow for negative reasons, like get together and like bully people together, and things of that sort. Like, you could be passionate about speaking out against things like that. Social justice goes along with what I was just saying. You could be passionate about just seeing to it that everyone is treated fairly. And when you see a certain group being mistreated, or a certain person being mistreated, you can be passionate about helping them. So, Aquarius is very big on that. So you would be the one, passionate about going out to like a rally, or starting like a nonprofit to help the homeless, like things of that sort. Social justice. Next is technology. So you could be really passionate or invested into technology. And if that's the case, I'm sure you are loving being alive right now with all the technology that is exploding right now, and that's going to continue to in the upcoming years. So yeah, good for you if this is if this is your placement, because I'm sure you're having a ball right now. So technology, definitely. Next is intelligence. What I should have said here, well, I guess intelligence works as well, but I'm also talking about like things that are very stimulating to your mind, like learning information that's kind of like mind blowing, or information that makes you see things from a different perspective, like things that are mentally stimulating for you. You could be passionate about, or you should be passionate about learning in general, but mostly like learning things that, like I said, are very, very stimulating, and things that are just really out of the box. So next, unconventional ideas. So that kind of goes along with what I was just saying. You could just be really passionate about learning things, or even coming up with ideas that are really out of the box. Aquarius is the sign associated with like the mad scientist or like the inventor. So you could be passionate about that, like passionate about that sort of energy. Either coming up with those ideas yourself, or you could just be passionate about learning about other people's ideas. Next, humanitarianism. Very similar to what I was saying about social justice, like just wanting to see all human life without suffering, pretty much. That's very much an Aquarius thing. You see a group of people suffering, and you want to be the one to help fix it. You see a group being oppressed, you want to be the one to fix it. And not even just humans, but just any living being, right? Because you can catch an Aquarius like, outside of SeaWorld protesting for the whales. Like, it's not just about humans, it's about all living things. So you can be passionate about that. Next, groups and friends. Aquarius is the sign of like your tribe, like your big group of friends. Usually people who you have a common interest with. So for example, let's say that you are really into anime and you join the anime community on TikTok. That's what I mean by like groups, like large networks of people that you share common interests with, that you come together with. And it could even be like the people you come together with to fight a certain cause. Like it can even go back to like the social justice thing. Like maybe you get a group together to go and rally up against like some sort of oppressive system. It doesn't have to be that though. It could just be a group that all of you share the same interest in. So you can be passionate about that. Also, wishes and dreams. So when it comes to Aquarius, it is the sign associated with manifestation. So you could be passionate about, manifesting your dreams, like bringing your anything that you wish for into reality, like studying the law of attraction. Like that could be something that you are passionate about. And then last is social media. So you could be very passionate about building an online following, or maybe you're really passionate about certain groups that you've joined on social media. But yeah, social media is very Aquarius, so you could be passionate about that. So yeah, that is it. Like I've said before, you could turn these passions into a career. You can make money off of it, or it could just be something that you take part in because it is fulfilling to you and it just makes life easier. So, or it makes life not easier. Well, I guess easier, but more fun or more fulfilling. So that's it. If you want a more in-depth birth chart reading with me, the link will be in the description box down below. My spots are going to be limited, but I will open up a few for those who want a more in-depth birth chart reading. So yeah, that's it. And I'm going to move on to the next sign. Okay, 5th house Pisces. So basically the things that you are passionate about are going to be associated with the sign of Pisces. So first up is escapism. Which everyone knows that Pisces are very big on escapism. Escapism basically meaning anything that helps you to remove yourself from reality. So that could mean escapism into fantasy books, into movies, into shows. Escapism could be on the negative side as well, because escapism can you can do certain things to escape that are not positive. But hopefully Hopefully you're not doing that. If you're going to escape, please make sure it's a safe way to escape. But yeah, you could be passionate about that. You could be passionate about escapism. So next is film and music. And that goes hand in hand with escapism, of course, because when you are watching like your favorite shows or your favorite movies, you are escaping reality for the time being. And when you're listening to music, that can also help you to escape reality as well. So yeah, you could be really passionate about, those things. Also, pictures as well. I don't know why I didn't put this on here. I must have forgot, but like photography as well, like pictures is associated with Pisces as well. So you could be really big into like taking pictures and things of that sort. What else? So, spirituality. So you could be really interested or really invested in spirituality. Like maybe you're really passionate about tarot, meditation, things of that sort. Like maybe you're really big into certain spiritual beliefs or spiritual practices. Even if you don't practice certain spiritual things, maybe you're just really big into, studying it. Maybe you're just fascinated by it in that way. So yeah, spirituality for sure could be one of your passions. Next up is compassion. Pisces is the sign associated with compassion. So you could be very passionate about the people or the things you feel compassionate towards. For example, if you feel compassion for homeless people, right? Maybe you experience homelessness sometime in your life and you're very passionate about homeless people. Well, even if you've never experienced it, you could still be really compassionate about homeless people, right? Or really compassionate towards homeless people. So you decide to, go and help them because you're passionate about the people or things that you are compassionate towards. You see what I'm saying? Like your empathy and compassion could be the thing that really moves you to go and take action. So that's what I mean when I say like passionate about the people or things you are compassionate towards. Okay, that was kind of a tongue twister. I hope you didn't hope you didn't get confused. It kind of confused me. So next we have the subconscious mind is associated with Pisces. So you could be really passionate about reprogramming your subconscious. Maybe you've watched my YouTube channel. I have a video about reprogramming the subconscious, shameless plug. Or maybe you've just come across this information online in general. But yeah, I see a lot of people in the past few years who have discovered the subconscious and how it controls so much of your life, and how if you want to change your life, you have to change your subconscious. And yeah, you could be very passionate about studying that and about doing that. So next is mental health. And I put mental health because Pisces is the sign associated with the mental hospital. So you could be someone who is very passionate about like mental health, maybe studying about mental health, improving your own mental health, helping other people with their mental health. Since it is associated with literally the mental hospital, maybe there's something there with that, like specifically, like maybe you're passionate about helping people who've just gotten out of the mental hospital, or maybe you're passionate about reforming that whole system, because I've heard horror stories from many people about mental hospitals, and there needs to be some sort of reform. So if you are passionate about that, please do it, because it's needed. It's actually a shame that people who are already like struggling with their mental health have to worry about going to the mental hospital and being mistreated in there. It's just it's wrong. If you are passionate about it, please do something about it, please. It's needed. So yeah, I just wanted to include that in here. So next, endings and closure, which I know sounds kind of weird. Like, why would anybody be passionate about an ending or closure? Well, because some people see endings and closure as like new beginnings. Like they see it as like an opportunity for like a brand new life almost, right? So you could be passionate about that. Like maybe endings and closure, or like maybe endings are sad for you, but it's like if you're able to get your closure, maybe you're passionate about like that new beginning that you're going to have, or maybe you're passionate about just that shift that happens, after you have a significant ending. You could be someone who welcomes endings while everyone else is like, no, I want to hold on. You could be someone who's like, okay, an ending, let's go, I'm ready. You could be passionate about that. Next is solitude. I can relate to this. I mean, I'm not a Pisces fifth house, but I can relate to this. Solitude. Maybe you're passionate about your space. Maybe you're passionate about going into solitude and isolation when you need to. Maybe you're someone who's very sensitive, and so it's like, yeah, I'm passionate about my alone time. You could be someone who prefers to live alone because you don't want to be around other people's energy. You could be someone who wants to work alone. Like maybe you want to work from home. You don't want any coworkers. Like you are passionate about that solitude and protecting your peace and protecting your energy. So that could be something that you are passionate about. So yeah, that's it, Pisces fifth house. You could be passionate about any of these things or even a combination of some of these things. Like I've been saying, for the rest of the signs, I've been saying that, just because you're passionate about something, it doesn't mean you have to turn it into a career, but you could. You definitely could. Because if you're passionate about something, then if you're passionate about something, then, you can make money off of it, because the more passionate you are about it, the more consistent you are probably going to be, and that leads to usually success. So you can turn these things into a career, or you could just enjoy them as just a part of your life that is, or just like a part of you that makes life more fulfilling, or like things that you're interested in that just makes life more fun and fulfilling in general. Doesn't always have to be like a money maker all the time. So yeah, that is it. I really hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section. If this resonates with you, make sure you comment down below and tell me as well. Also, if you want to book a birth chart reading where we go more in depth about your birth chart, you can book with me. I will leave the link in the description box down below. My birth chart spots are limited, because birth charts take a lot of energy to do, so my spots are limited. So I just wanted to give you the heads up. So the link to that will be in the description box down below. I really hope that was helpful. And yeah, I think that you're the last sign. Yeah, Pisces, the last sign. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. So yeah, I really hope that this was helpful, and I will see you in my next video.